Hello. Good evening. Welcome to Mothership. Hello, everyone. Tonight we will be playing a science fiction horror game, and I want to be clear, the horror is real. Content warnings for this game, including violence, gore, body horror, etc. If you like those things, then this may be up your alley. As we get started, first let's just talk a little bit about what we're doing here. This is going to be a sort of a mini campaign. I don't know exactly how long it's going to go. A month-ish. Is that right, friends? Ish. With somewhere there. We'll see how things are going. And what we'll be doing is playing through a game written by Sean McCoy and others at Play Tuesday Night Games called Mothership. You can probably tell from the art when I say sci-fi horror, what I mean. Oh, look, there's a spacesuit with a dead person with their guts coming out. If that doesn't tell you what this game is, I mean, that is the best intro I could think of this game. I have taken some material from one of the published adventures and hacked it up and modified it a little bit, and we're going to use that. Before I have everybody introduce themselves, and their characters briefly, the conceit of this game is you are all on a space transport that is delivering supplies and personnel to a scientific research outpost. And that is where we will be starting. So, let's go around and let's start with my friend Maria, who did the fantastic overlay that everyone is looking at right now. Maria, would you like to introduce yourself briefly and your character?
Hello. I'm Maria, as Kyle has said. I use they, she pronouns. You can find me at Happy Capster on Twitter. Ta-da! And today, and for the small foreseeable future, I will be playing Different, who is an android, specializing in linguistics, mathematics, and hydroponics.
I'm sure that... please remind me, because not remind me, please tell me, what pronouns does Different use?
Different uses they, them.
Okay. I totally forgot to ask that earlier. Okay. Yes. And is Different coming out to this station to do research, or as some being delivered as a supply, or something else? Or are they here to find someone or run away from someone? What's bringing them out here?
I think that they were sent here to, from whatever interested party, to bring back an item, or was this like a research type?
Yes, this is a place
Like a science,
It's a science labby place. Yes.
Okay. I think research material, so like documentation.
Okay, so they're here to bring back some of the research material. Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's so good, so helpful. Mm. Excellent, because that gives them all sorts of reasons when things go wrong to want to grab the material behind it.
Yep.
Okay. Let's see. Going around. Jessie, would you like to introduce yourself and your character?
Hello, I'm Jessie. I use she, her pronouns. You can find me at Who's the Moose on the interwebs. And I am playing Lily Make, also she, her pronouns, a Teamster. Teamster.
And the word Teamster means different things to different folks. Could you explain, for the benefit of anyone watching who doesn't already know, what Teamster means in the context of Mothership?
Teamster in the context of Mothership are usually like the mechanics, engineers of the ships.
Mechanics, engineers, so there's 4 classes in Mothership. There's androids, marines, scientists. Those are fairly clear, and teamsters who do all the logistical and just. If you ever watched the movie,
part of the team.
Yes, if you watch the movie Aliens, Ripley is the best teamster ever. I mean, yes, she's the archetype.
Yeah.
Excellent. What is Lily specialized in?
Lily is specialized in scrolling down 0G, heavy machinery, mechanical repair, piloting, and art, because
I didn't remember that. I love that little detail.
So this actually makes me painting my safety cards all the better.
It's in character.
It's in
Excellent,
character.
excellent. I should have asked this, and I'll come back around to this in a minute for different. What does Lily look like? Just give us just whatever sense you want.
Lily is Asian.
Okay.
I am trying really hard not to get attached to Lily or put too much thought in Lily.
It's a horror game. It's a survival horror game.
Yeah. I
just want some sense of.
She is a.
She wear overalls and stuff, or a flight suit, something like that.
She wears usually thermals with overalls. Hey, hello! Look at what I'm wearing.
Okay, so you don't want to get too attached to the character, but you're describing yourself so far.
I am, but I also this outfit is really comfy, and Kyle,
Fair.
I bought these overalls for this game.
Fair. I bought this jacket.
Teamster overall.
I bought this jacket and these patches for the game. Of course, my character's like, well, you know what? In some sense, a lot of my characters could die during this game, but I'm not. It's not the same. I know.
I will say that Lily probably has a little bit of a little fun artsy side, because instead of like a bun or a ponytail, she has space buns for her hair. Because we're in space.
Space buns. Let me circle back around real quick, just because I forgot this earlier. Hey, Maria, what does different look like?
Different is
Love you, bye.
Bye. Different has almost an uncanny valley kind of face. Just like a half a tick off of human. They have hair that is just very, very like completely buzzed all the way down around all over. They have pure black eyes, or just very, very, very dark brown, but it looks black. Or rather black, like they still have like the white, but the black is.
Okay.
That's different. That is different.
No, not like full black. Sorry,
Okay.
sorry. No, not that scary.
Oh.
No.
Are you?
Hi, demon.
Are you sure though? Are you sure?
Well, as of right now.
Okay. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. And as far as what they're wearing, I think it's just a very simple, kind of neutral colored, just very boring top, very boring pants. They do not have any sense of flair or fashion or anything like that.
What drives a man's heart to neutrality?
Don't be a man.
So it was a Futurama reference. The Futurama has a whole, what do they call, the Republic of Beige or something like that?
Oh my god.
Yeah. Sorry, I was making a Futurama joke. That's all.
No, you're fun.
And Taryn, would you like to introduce yourself and
Yes.
your character?
I will do that. Hi, everyone. I'm Taryn, as Kyle said. He, him pronouns, and I am playing I'm Ned Estock. I'm also a Teamster. He, him. It's really just nice to be here. I'm an explosives expert and first
But
aid,
not a Marine.
but not a Marine. No,
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Didn't cut it. it's it's just what else? Mechanical repair, heavy machinery, 0G, all that basic training stuff. Chemistry. I love my chemistry. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You also created yourself in this game.
Yes. Just a
I
little bit.
forgot about this. I'm like, y'all, this is a very deadly game. It's likely that your characters could die. And they're like, great, I will not get attached to this character at all. Also,
I'll
I'm
just keep
exporting
making copies
myself.
of myself.
Yeah.
Well,
just-
here's the funny thing. I did have in my head that all of the androids were literally all just different, and they were literally all just the exact same.
Oh, I love it.
I'm just gonna keep coming back as me.
the same character.
That
It's
probably
the same character every single time.
So, yeah, that probably explains why on the ship, the ship's cat does not like you or any other android, and every time they come, because it's some of it's that uncanny valley. They're like, "You're not a human." So, if Noki shows up and Noki's being difficult, then that's why. We'll blame Maria.
We need to name our cat mascot at some point. I would just like to say you've now put it into fiction.
To be clear,
brings it into the world.
I want to be very clear on something. The cat is staying on the ship and not getting in any danger.
Yes.
Because the pets do not get in danger. As Jesse has seen me play Dishonored, and I make it really difficult on myself because I refuse to kill a dog even when they're chewing on my face.
Listen, you don't kill the dogs. You just put them to sleep with trank darts
Right.
and save the trank darts for the dogs. Not
Yeah,
the
yeah,
humans.
exactly.
Screw the
Humans don't need
humans.
Yeah, right. The humans in my way, Shank. Lily and Ned, who are Teamsters, are you just here as ship's crew, or do you have some other reason for coming out to this station?
I am just ship's crew.
Well, it's unfortunate, but the last explosive expert, it was bad. It was real bad. Things didn't go well, so I'm a replacement.
Oh, okay. So you're all right. So you're shipping out to be crew on this station.
Well, yeah.
So this is Research Station Prospero. Prospero is in a Lagrange point, which means that it's in sort of a gravitationally balanced place in the orbit of, but not too close to, in this case, Uranus. It's not super important. You have left out of a supply outpost on the moon Miranda and headed out there. What's strange is, as you've started to get close to Prospero, they're not answering any hails. Their automated navigation systems are still on. You're not the crew that's actually piloting the ships. You don't have to worry about this. But you've heard, especially Lily, who is ship's crew, you have heard that, yeah, they're not answering. The pilot's just bringing you in on their automated beacon, right? Which is this is basically just a regular space station. It's built into a small asteroid that was towed out here. So as you get closer, you can see the rocky surface of the asteroid, and then a landing pad and gantry kind of built into the side of it. And as you land, there is no activity here on the landing pad. You would expect normally some other Teamsters to be moving stuff around, or at least somebody kind of skittering out of the way. You'd expect to see after you land, the cargo equipment to start moving to take some of your payload. None of that is happening. Now, this is a very small ship, right? There's a few other crew members on here, replacement characters, but by and large, there's one pilot, you three, and a couple of other people, and so it's going to fall upon you to figure out what's going on. But again, the landing pad is deserted. and no one is coming out of the airlock or anything like that. You can assume that while this is not exactly zero gravity, it's very close to it. It's very light gravity. So keep that in mind throughout the remainder of the adventure, actually. Okay, so with that in mind, you have drawn lots. The three of you have been elected to be... The pilot can't go because the pilot's the only one who can take the ship back out. The three of you have drawn lots for the ones elected to go out and see what is happening here. With that, the camera turns to the three of you as you are suiting up in your zero-G suits.
I have a question
Yes.
for you.
Yes.
Do I need to breathe?
You do not need to breathe.
I do not put on a suit.
You may want some form of maneuverability, however, because, as noted, there's no gravity. And one wrong step or bumping into something or whatever could send you off. But you absolutely don't need any breathing apparatus for sure. If you just, got some sort of harness with some reaction mass on the back and so forth, that would suffice.
Perfect. That is what I choose. And I stand there and just watch as the two of you awkwardly get into your very clunky, very cumbersome spacesuits.
I don't know what you're talking about awkwardly. I'm trained. I feel like I slide into mine with practice and ease. Thank you.
The fact that you have to put it on is awkward enough.
Yeah, okay.
Conversation is a little awkward, I have to say. Oh, sorry. Just keeps putting the suit back on.
I can try to make it less awkward for you. I am trained in many different forms of communication.
Perhaps 6 million of them?
Well, we can start with 6 billion.
There aren't any binary load lifters here, unfortunately. All right, so are you stepping out onto the landing pad? How do you want to proceed?
Yes.
Who goes first?
Lily goes first.
All right. Lily, you step out. The others perhaps...
No attachments.
I will say it is my assumption, possibly not right, that Ned is kind of like tiptoeing out a little bit more slowly, and Different's like, yeah, whatever. Let's just go. When you exit, as noted, you can see the main airlock there in front of you. There's these kind of like makeshift buildings here on the surface of the asteroid. The bulk of the facility, is going to be inside the asteroid itself, just kind of carved out of the rock there. But normally you would expect to see some other equipment here to help move things, and none of that seems to be present. So what do you do?
Different. Are you capable of scanning for any life forms or past activity? Is there a console?
I would like to look to see if there is a console that I can activate.
So yeah, sure. So up by the main airlock, there is a computer console. Assuming that you go up to it, it is powered down.
I would like to try to change that.
Okay. So you're kind of feeling around looking for a power switch. You flick the power switch back and forth. The power cut is not here. It's not that it's just turned off. It's that there's no power to the console. And at this point, you realize the status lights on the outside of the airlock are also not lit up. The lights that would normally indicate if it's pressurized or unpressurized, the controls themselves don't light up. This entry appears to be deactivated.
It seems that the power is off.
Ned's gonna look very confused for a second, and then have an idea pop in his head and fumble in his pack. And as he pulls out this imagine it's not a small device. He drops it, but luckily we're in 0G, so it just sort of fumbles a little bit forward. So he re-grabs it. I could have a bio scanner. Could that help? Maybe if we're maybe I don't know if anybody's here or alive. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. He's gonna flick the bioscanner on.
Turn towards the thick steel doors, and I kind of just tap on them, knock on them, and say,
I was waiting for that.
Is it powerful enough to get through this entire building?
Knock, knock. No one's home. Is that what you're doing?
Knock, knock, knock. Knock, knock, knock.
Knock, 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 knock.
For the record, nobody answers the knock. I know
That's
I know that's not what you're
good.
trying to do.
This
That
is
would
good.
have been
I'm very glad. This is a
Technically-
good thing.
Goes through.
The description of the bioscanner is it allows the user to scan the immediate area for signs of life. Generally can scan for 100 meters in all directions without being blocked by most known metals. Can tell the locations of signs of life, but not what that life is.
Okay. Do you have to do anything to activate it, or you can just use it?
I think I could just use it. It doesn't say
Okay.
anything.
Yep, great. I'll say at least without doing some other kind of, I don't know what it would be, but some kind of check. Just scanning around. Certainly, there are life form. You are certain that there is life deeper in the station. There is none other than your companions here and on the ship. There's none here on the landing pad or kind of inside that airlock. But if you kind of point it downwards, down where you would expect the facility to be, then you definitely are getting quite a few readings. There's a lot of people alive in there. Or a lot of... Yeah.
Oh, that makes me feel good. There's life. And not just us. I checked for that.
Okay, so why isn't there anyone up here, and why is the power off? Let's go turn the power on. Can we pull up different? Do you have ship diagnostics in your database?
I'm offended that you assume that I do. I don't think I do.
Actually,
No, actually.
why don't
Why
we
don't?
say...
Why don't we say you do?
I don't say I do.
Why don't you... No, I think you would have a basic, the kind, when you're traveling and in the back of the magazine of the plane, they have the terminal layouts of a bunch of airports. I think it's reasonable you would have that level of knowledge of the facility, at least of the entry facility.
I have a basic map.
Right.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm reading chat. And Taryn's like, yay, life. And that's like, oh no, life.
That's me. That's how I feel also as well.
In addition to this airlock, there are some other there's another emergency entrance around sort of the side of this fabricated building that you are aware that normally these things would have.
Kind of just trying to look up at the stars for a second, and then I say, "There's another entrance. We can try there first."
What's that?
Sure.
I will lead the way.
Yes.
Excellent. You come around, and sure enough, there is an emergency lock that this one is powered up, but can only admit one person at a time in terms of physical size. It's like a phone booth size. Or do any of you know what? If I know, I just suddenly realized as soon as I said this.
Yes, we know what a
We're not that.
We're not that
young.
young.
We're almost
Out of
30.
here, Kyle.
Oh my god.
I'm
You are
out.
not
This
that
is
old.
just ageist bullshit.
Have
I'm
you
sorry.
seen Doctor Who?
Have you seen Doctor Who or like
Or
I don't know.
Or
Any
anything.
media?
The 90s. Have you seen the 90s? Those
Have you
beautiful
seen the
90s.
I don't know how much of the 90s you remember. That was 20 some odd years ago.
Oh, it sure was.
I'm sorry
We're
if
all
your memory is
20-somethings.
failing. I'm sorry, but ours is just fine.
Excellent. Excellent. Okay.
Nice. I do also, I was reading through the equipment that I have. I do have standard battle dress, which does include a heads-up display, body cam, and short-range comms. So,
Yeah, but you're like, I don't need that.
well,
Is
I
that
didn't need like a space suit for breathing.
okay? So the battle dress is what you're. It just doesn't
That's
have.
all.
It just doesn't have. You just don't have the life support on it fueled
I don't
up
have the
or
cumbersome,
whatever.
unnecessary things.
Right? Who would need that?
Yeah. Who would need?
Yeah.
Why would you need that?
I don't know why you use that, but I'm different.
And yet the same. Okay, so what the reason I'm mentioning that is because I would like to know who goes first.
Oh, I go first. Absolutely. There's no reason not to.
All right. So you enter this thing. The airlock pressurizes. You may not need the pressure, but the environment on the other side will have it. So it pressurizes and it opens up, and you are in a control room area. There are a number of computer consoles here that are powered on. And there are some of them are not, but at least one of them is powered on. It's a little bit difficult to use, but you could probably do something with that. And you also see a rusty, crumbling metal staircase in this room. What would you, before I go to the other two, what would you like to do while you're here?
I mean, I go straight to the computers.
All right. So that's so you're going to have to kind of repair this terminal a little bit. While you're doing that, I'm going to go back to the other two. Which of you go in next?
Ned's having a very serious internal debate about not wanting to be the last person out here, but also not wanting to go in.
I was going to turn to Ned and be like, "Do you wanna go?"
Sure, it'll be fine.
Yeah, it's always better to be the meat in a sandwich, right?
I'm not sure I understand the phrase. He's just gonna step in.
Dig. All right. And again, it had depressurized before you hit the thing. It depressurizes, lets you in, repressurizes, and you enter without incident. And then I will assume that after this, Lily comes in as well. Hey, different. Why don't we're gonna have our first check of the game?
Excellent.
Can you? I think you can just give. So if you can, on your sheet.
Mm-hmm.
Where it says intellect, and then you see 4 buttons to the right of it. So we're using Roll20. Since you are trained in computers, you should just click on the plus 10%, and we'll see if you roll under your skill.
Okay. Is this specifically to repair or just to kind of check them out?
It is to repair, yes.
Okay, because I do have an electronic tool set, which are for detailed repairs or construction works on electronic, which gives a plus 10% to checks seeking to repair electronics.
So then you have a total of hit that 20% button, my friend.
Huzzah! Huzzah! I rolled a 32 out of 60.
Yes, excellent. So, it takes you a little bit, but in fact, you are able to bring up a map of the facility, we're going to abstract this a little bit, and we will say that when you get deeper into the facility, there is an area called the burrows that you will have bonuses to navigate because you have a map of the burrows.
That sounds ominous. Perfect.
Do you want to do anything else in this room?
I just want to make sure that there's not any information stored on any of these computers, including the ones that perhaps aren't turned on.
The ones that are not turned on, why don't you... No, I'll just tell you, they are damaged. They are damaged beyond repair. They are decayed in some physical... Like the metal's been eaten away.
Okay, so it's not just
It's not just they need
instance
power
of it's
or
just-
replace a fuse.
Got it.
They are physically corroded.
They super broke. Okay. Cool.
And again, you see the one obvious rusty metal staircase.
Okay.
I say staircase, it's almost like a ladder, but you get me. Yeah.
Yeah. I turn towards my companions.
What's the status of the computers?
Oh, most of them are broken. But the ones that weren't were informative. There's something underneath us called the burrows, and it seems interesting.
How's that spelled, by the way? Burrows. Is it like Burrows?
Correct.
Or like, oh, okay.
The disconcerting way.
Fantastic.
It's
Ned's getting like excited now, like.
so again, for as I mentioned at the beginning, you have the background that that this research facility is carved into the asteroid itself that was towed out here. And so, obviously part of the reason is honestly just to protect against radiation and micrometeorites and so forth. Instead of building all that stuff, you just burrow into the rock and use that. The map indicates, the map that you have, that you navigate it by means of tunnels and passageways and so forth.
You said that the stairs were crumbling.
They're rusty?
They're rusty.
I would like to check their durability before we start using them.
Ooh, that's really good. Tell me how you're doing that.
Um,
No. So again, for
Ooh, touch it really hard.
so
I think he's
I just trying to get over the fiction around it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think he like
We're
pulls
just
out
being-
his like crowbar and is just like poking at them a little bit, just like seeing like how much like weight they can hold.
Well, while he's doing that, as an aside, is the gravity in here more normalized? Is it still very low grav? Okay.
This is not that kind of science fiction, my friends.
I just wanted to make sure.
That's great. No, I appreciate you asking. This is the kind of game where you want to try to avoid dice rolls. I mean, you can see the odds, right? You're rolling D100 trying to roll under stuff, and a lot of the time, you're at your best, you're going to be having like a 70-80% chance of success, often much less. So doing stuff like, for example, what Ned is doing of just describing how you interact with the environment and making it so that there's no dice roll even needed, clever play is your best chance of success. So Ned does a good thing because Ned is kind of testing it, and noting you are skilled in mechanical repair.
Mm-hmm.
So I would also assume in this case, like, you kind of know the right ways to press on stuff and how to inspect the metal and all that sort of thing. And you determine that you probably just want to use this as a. There's not a lot of weight, but here anyway, like literally because of the gravity. But you probably don't want to put too much pressure on it, and instead just kind of use it as a guide to go down.
Be wary of the stairs there. Not good. Not good stairs.
Not good stairs.
Also, I'm very curious to just the disrepair, the rust. That doesn't happen overnight.
No, they have either really let things slide in the base, or there
Something's
hasn't
gone.
been anyone taking care of it for a while.
Might I suggest, since the gravity here is so low, we don't need to use a stairs or device like this. We could just,
Fall.
I mean,
Right,
not
it's
fall, but you could just pull yourself and it would just continue onward.
I don't know how mag boots work in this universe. I'm going to turn them off in case they're on, so we're not like
Would say you probably have mag boots, and they're probably helpful in places
they're
like
in our equipment. That's
like
part of
yeah,
our-
like outside on the landing pad. I was kind of assuming
Yeah.
that you had them, and you weren't, just taking a step. Yeah, you.
Yeah. So I
Um,
think like
But
I would-
inside here, yeah, I mean, you could keep using them, but if
no,
you,
I will make the effort to take them off so that we can put as little of our weight on these stairs as possible.
understood.
Mm-hmm.
Who's going down first? Or are you keeping the same
Rock,
marching
paper,
order?
scissors.
Are y'all keeping the same marching order, or are y'all changing it up every time? It's up
think
to
it
you.
just
Either's
depends.
fine.
I'll go
Okay.
and say if we change it up every time, it's Ned's turn.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was actually gonna say Ned's thinking about going down. Like
Okay.
he's stealing himself a little bit to the situation. I think he'll probably.
All right.
Because he's already at the stairs, so he'll kind of begin to like float downwards.
So you
float
kind
on.
of float on. There you
Yeah.
Show
go.
us the
We'll all
way.
float on.
Y'all float down
We
here.
all float.
I was picking up a different thing from you, Taryn. I got what you're doing. So you get to sort of a landing, like a landing of a stairs, right? And there is it continues down, and there's also sort of a bulkhead door, kind of as it were horizontal, right where you are. Here at this landing, in other words, you can go in the door, you can keep going down. What would you like to do?
Did you encounter something?
Door. Do we want to just?
Well, our goal is down, right?
Right.
So let's just go down.
Okay. Just keeps floating down.
I'll go second.
Okay. As you keep,
The door as we pass it, does it have any specific like markings or labelings or anything depicting on what's beyond?
how nice of you to ask. In fact, it does, and it says residence.
Cool. I make a mental note of that.
Not
in
important.
My database.
Yeah, so to be clear, yes,
If we
Ned
want
would
to
have
open
seen
this
that as
summer
well.
home here,
Ned, you would
Yeah.
have clearly have seen that.
I think Ned assumed that this was in the area where he wasn't picking anything up on the bioscanner, so
You didn't ask that.
I didn't. I'm just Ned assumed.
Okay.
Ned assumes.
Okay. Would you like Ned to have checked his bioscanner, or was Ned actually just assuming?
Ned was actively just assuming.
Okay. All right.
There's hubris
Everything
there.
must be downstairs.
Okay. It's all good. Right. I should have noted, actually, I would like you all to take one stress, please.
Oh no.
I was thinking about just Ned when I thought, yeah, just the whole nobody here is responding situation. Yeah, you're still. I mean, you start with 2. You're only at 3. It's fine. It's fine. It's all fine. For those watching, stress and panic are one of the major mechanics in this game, which is why one of the reasons that Mothership is so good for horror gaming. We will get to actual panic checks later, but there's no need to do a panic check. Nothing that it's a stressful situation, but not one that's like kicking you over like that, just like a tension thing. All right. As you continue further down, this time the stair ends at another larger door that says Depot. What would you like to do?
First, unmute my mic. That's the first thing I'm going to do. Both in and out of character. Should Depot? Might have something we need.
There could be some useful tools.
Yes. Maybe
Some
some
extra
clue
parts.
of what's going on. First, I guess it would be kind of difficult to listen to a door in space.
Your scanner
but...
picked up any.
No, remember
like,
you're in pressurized location
Oh.
now. Remember?
Yeah.
So we can like pop helmet off and like.
Those of you who need one.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
and
different
yeah.
has a helmet. It's just not pressurized. It's more of a battle helmet.
It's more of just like
It's a battle helmet.
With a HUD thing on. You don't need a Marine. You've got an android.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yes.
say.
Correct. I do have grenades.
It's a cap with happy on it. Weird.
Yes. Yep.
Weird.
No, it's just an emoticon. It's just a semicolon with just a D.
There's 2 things I wanted to know. One, Ned has oversized like mechanical goggles
Oh, he
on.
does.
And also, there's a back patch sewn in that I forgot because we rolled on that table.
Oh yeah.
Ned has the most ironic, like perfectly dramatic irony, like back patch he rolled. It's a Grim Reaper skull back patch on his spacesuit.
Target here.
Yes.
Yeah.
He didn't.
But yeah, he's gonna pull out the bioscanner, like that's right, and then start scanning again.
He didn't get the space invader. I forget. Can you remind us, Lily, what your patch says?
My patch says, "Suck it up," and I hope it's right. Like I wear like a big pin on the front of my overalls. Or no, I guess no. Never mind. I don't. It's not on my overalls because everyone needs to see it. So it's just like on the breast of my back.
And did Different get a patch? I can't remember. Yes.
Yep. It's on the shoulder, and it's just a risk of electrocution symbol.
Oh my gosh.
For the audience, we did randomly roll for these. These were not chosen.
Yeah.
For the trinkets, I'll let you pull those out when you think the time is right for the for role play. I was for a minute I thought that Lily was going to say "suck it up, Buttercup," but that I've had Princess Bride on the brain since this weekend. All right. So you said, Ned, that you wanted to listen at the door.
Yeah, while also turning on the
Yeah.
bioscanner, because someone mentioned, he's like, "Oh right, I probably should be doing that." And
I also want to turn on my bioscanner.
You both have bioscanners. Excellent.
it's part of our quit.
Yeah, no, that's great. Yeah, no, there are
Teamster.
no Teamster. There are no life signs inside the depot.
Are there any back upwards?
If you
You
point
Sorry. Go ahead.
if you point it back the way that you came at the residence, there are no life signs there either.
Good. Just. Wait, why did I say good? That's not good.
There's
Yes.
no biological life signs there. This is a very...
There's no life signs in the residence, correct. If you point it downwards, there are a lot.
I have a question.
Like a lot.
Do
Like a
I show
lot.
up on... Do I/Android show up on that? Hell yeah.
I would like the two humans to take one stress as you realize there are no life signs in the residence.
This does not make
That thing sucks.
Stressed, man. Getting stressed
I'm
out.
stressed.
It's hard to suck that up.
While they're distracted by their cell phones, I'm going to...
All right, Kyle.
Okay, boomer.
I'm gonna go...
They're two-way
I'm gonna-
pagers?
Yeah, I'm gonna open the depot door if I can.
Yeah, no, it's not hard to open.
Sweet.
You open it up, you turn the wheel, slide it to the side. This is not like a powered door. This is this is an elbow grease powered door. And inside, it's very quiet. There's the low hum of the oxygen scrubbers somewhere off in the facility. And in here, you see, look at my notes here. Yes. There are a lot of empty crates, big warehouse, like magnetic shelves, like with cubby holes, right? So that standardized storage units can snap into them and have the magnets powered on. Obviously, you can't just set things on shelves because as soon as somebody bumps it, they'll go floating away. There's no gravity to kind of hold them on the shelf. So, like you could set them there, and they would stay there until somebody bumped it. So, it looks largely ransacked and empty. There are a couple of crates that look untouched, but most everything, just at a glance, looks like it's been cleaned out.
Now, when you say like ransacked, like by human hands or by like,
Does it?
By
do
the
they,
tiny
like,
hands of humans, or
or by like the giant claws of an alien being?
Nobody's ever met any aliens. I don't know what you're talking about.
and live to tell about it.
Okay.
Different is going to go to the undisturbed box, the closest one, and see if there's anything useful left.
Excellent. So let's do these in order. Here's what I'm going to do on this one, Lily. I'm going to ask you for an intellect check to determine what you asked. If you think you have a skill that applies, or equipment that applies, let's talk about it.
To see if something non-human opened this.
Yeah, I'm not sure what skill. That's why basically it's not obvious to me that immediately, like the computer thing. It's not like, oh, okay, yeah, no, that's computers. If there's something you think applies, let's use it. Otherwise, it's just an intellect check.
I wish I could say that I had something. The art of opening boxes.
I think it's more.
Yeah, let's just do an
skill
intellect
than
check.
art.
Okay.
Just click on the. Oh no,
I don't
you don't.
like the sound of that.
Listen, I don't know what else you think could have opened them. Androids have similar physical size. It doesn't look to you like they were shredded open or anything. It just looks like all the, everything had just been cleared out. There's a little bit of, trash and debris here, and that's it. However, the android, different, is at a couple of crates, and would like to try to open them. They seem sealed. You'll probably need to pry them open somehow.
I kind of look at them, and I turn to Ned, and I say, "Do you still have that croak?"
He's holding it up.
And I just reach for it and I grab it, and I would like to crowbar. Pap.
I think...
If possible.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I want to check something on the equipment. I think that... Yes, advantage on strength checks. So,
That's good.
if you can make a strength check. And so, advantage in this game works almost, but not quite the same as like D&D 5e, right? Mm-hmm. So, disadvantage means that you roll twice and use the better result. But in some cases, like in this case, that actually means typically the lower number, unless one of them is a critical. Critical is the tens digit and the ones digit are the same. That's a critical failure or success, depending on what it is. So you could just basically roll your strength check twice, and we'll use the better result.
Okay. Is it just the Z?
Yeah, just a +0.
+0.
Success.
I won both times.
You won both times. Neither of them is a critical. That's a 10. That's a pretty good success, however. You pop that thing wide open, and there are, in fact, supplies inside. Can you roll me a D10 twice? As
Yes.
we roll on this table to see what supplies you have found.
A D10 twice or a D100?
A D10, it's two...
Okay, two different things. Okay,
Right.
gotcha.
It's one for each crate, basically. I like
Yeah,
that. They're
a
using real
one.
regular dice. A 1.
I am. Because I don't feel like typing. And a 5. And also, I don't get to use these dice very often.
Interesting. A 1
very
and a
nice.
5. Can you roll me, first of all, roll me a D10 again.
Okay. 8.
You find in the first one an oxygen tank with 8 hours of oxygen remaining in it.
Oh.
Real handy for the android.
Well, I mean, there are people in my party who would use this.
And
Also can make a useful explosive, if need be.
can you
It is a
roll
good thing we
me
have you around.
another D10?
Yes. Well, 7.
7. There are 4 smaller crates labeled fruit sack. It's like
All
inside-
three of ours expression.
Sorry, what?
Ruh-roh.
Excuse?
There's
so-
these sealed containers that are
Okay,
just
so
labeled
it's just like
fruit sack.
boxes in a box. Okay.
Yeah, like small. Yeah, you know, like sometimes you have
Yeah.
like a big
yeah,
container.
box
It's got-
inside of another box. Yep.
yeah.
yep.
The sealed containers.
Okay.
They just
Well-
say fruit sack.
I'm gonna.
Correct, not
see
nut
if
sacks, as somebody
Correct.
mentioned in Twitch.
God dang it, Commander Pulsar. CJ,
Okay.
get out of here.
I will if it's easy to just pop one of them open and see.
You're gonna. It's physically possible. You kind of. It's not actually a child-proof cap, right? You kind of have to push in and twist
Okay. Yeah.
and pull
it's
out.
just like I don't have to do like 7 different steps.
No.
It's just-
I mean,
yeah,
it's
okay,
just
got it.
it's making sure that it's deliberate when you do it. That's all.
Yes.
It's not okay.
Yep.
Yeah. As you pop this open, it is not like a fruit that you have previously seen in your databanks. It is sort of a fleshy colored, or like a fleshy fruit, like what's the kind of fruit that
Where
I'm
are
thinking
you going
of.
with this?
Like a nectarine?
Yeah, like that. Yeah,
Okay.
but it smells.
Is it durian?
It's not durian. I thought about that for a moment. No. I'm not. It's not that kind of horror game.
I would take offense, but it's disgusting. And I
Yeah,
hate
yeah.
everyone.
No. I get that there are people that love it, but apparently, like,
Mama Wyrick looking at you.
no. This is, however, it does have a bit of an oddly intoxicating aroma about it.
Is it intoxicating to me though?
No, I don't mean like literally intoxicating. Okay. It's like you can smell. You have a sense of smell.
Right.
It may be a bit analytical in your case, but okay. you have a sense of smell. And it's just got kind of a tangy. However, as you're looking at it, you can see bruises already starting to form on the outside of these fruits.
Like in real time?
Yeah, like where you held it, where you took it out.
Oh.
What do you have there different?
I will just throw it to you.
You know how like when a banana is just a little bit too ripe?
Yeah.
Oh,
it just feels a little bit mushy. It doesn't explode. It's just a little bit mushy.
Is it getting mushier like the longer I...
No, not. Yes, any place that you hold it for a second, it's firm and then gets mushy.
I want to like tear it open.
You get even more of this aroma. And part of you wants to throw it away because it looks like that kind of internal banana that's been mushy and a little bit too brown. And part of you thinks, I bet it tastes really good.
It's fucking space durian, and you cannot convince me otherwise.
Spaceon.
No, it doesn't smell like shit.
But it looks like.
Hey, apparently, to some people, durian smells very garlicky.
I understand. And everybody that I work with that's like, oh, I grew up eating this is like, and I hated it. So I haven't actually met anybody who actually likes it. I've met a lot of people who grew up eating it who hated it.
Oh, my mom can eat it by the pound. Anyways.
Any hoosers.
Any hoosers. I'm not going to eat this thing. I just want to find a ransacked crate and
just put it in there. I think that's fair.
Gross.
Does anybody want to do anything else with this stuff?
Anyone want to nibble?
Oh, I pull out the oxygen tank. And I say, this might be useful to some of you. And I'll just hold it out.
Outside of you, yes, that would be useful to the both of us.
I dare say most of us.
Yes. But it's sure. Also, yep, I'll just... Ned kind of like tentatively like takes it, just... does like a tie thing to the belt of his spacesuit.
Did you say that there were other crates here, or was that basically the only?
Those are the only two that were still sealed and had stuff in them.
Okay. Well, perhaps we should go see what these life forms are downstairs.
Why'd you have to put it like that?
Because I need to be practical in this situation, and I don't foresee them being life forms such as yourselves.
That's fair.
What would they be, though?
Perhaps some kind of animal-like entities that came through here. If they were people, why were the people not up here?
If they were people, I would hope this place would be in better condition.
Correct. And then we have the questions to consider. Why are they below instead of also up here? Why weren't they here when we were arriving? Why were they not there to greet us?
I want to go back to the ship.
Oh, suck it up. Let's go.
Where are you going?
Down.
That passageway ended at this room.
Oh, well. Different. Is there anything in your basic schematics?
Is there anything in my basic schematics or
Of
anything
the
that
ship.
of the sherp?
Oh, sure.
Any from the room that we entered in, was that one staircase shaft thing the only exit out besides back out into space?
On the...
Up where the computers were.
Right. On the basic... So, two things. You're not yet at the burrows.
Mm-hmm.
You know that. You also know that the basic, like, terminal, travel map that you had doesn't have any other exit from this room. But then, it's really a map for visitors and not necessarily, a blueprint of the whole facility.
Can I, check the walls of this room for an emergency exit map?
Of course you can. Tell me how you're going about doing that. Give me a little bit of the fiction around that.
I think I would probably go towards the door we came in from and check the walls there. Just where, typically, if I'm leaving because there's an emergency, I want to be able to see where I'm going as I leave the room. And if I can't see it on the wall, then I want to check, the floors or inside a nearby crate by the door, specifically.
Okay. As you're feeling on these walls, you're kind of having to... In some cases, the wall's kind of covered up by crates or carts or so forth. You kind of scoot around those, and where you feel... when you get onto the other side of it, then you don't feel any other passageways.
Mm-hmm.
In the brain space map, even though it's not necessarily marked, is the residential area marked on the map?
Yes.
Okay. Does it look like there are other places that are connected to the residential area?
Not necessarily. No, not that you can. Not from your travel map. No.
Okay.
Maybe there. If you're building a residence, you'd want multiple exits, right? In case fire blocked one way in or out.
So, you're suggesting we go to the residence?
I guess.
I think that's a sound plan. And I will begin to just go. Just gonna go.
All right.
Ned's back to being nervous.
So
I'm hanging back with Ned, just muttering, the residence where there are no residents. Cool. Okay.
Following different backup there.
All right.
Pull myself up.
Pull yourself back up. It's almost the exact same amount of... It's only slightly more effort than coming down because, again, gravity is so low in this environment.
Mm-hmm.
Are we really going up, or are we just going a different down, is the thing.
It's a fair question. In this case, when you open this bulkhead, you are immediately assaulted with the stench of decay. And I would like two things.
That's gonna be
Yeah,
There it is.
there it is.
There they are.
There they are.
I would like you all to make a sanity save. So on your sheet, there are some saves. You should be able to just click on the button next to that. And I would like to remind you that the two humans have disadvantage on the save.
Doesn't matter. Jesse,
It does,
how did you
though.
roll that bad?
Oh, though.
It does, though, because you can critically fail a save, so I need the humans to roll it again.
I mean,
My second one would have been a success.
Whoa.
Look
Yeah.
at both of them.
Oh, come on.
So,
What?
So
Oh, yours was a fear save on the second one. I was like, where's
Oh,
your target
I
value
didn't
different?
Oh, well, you should hit the right one.
I need you all to take a stress.
Good.
Cool.
Good 5 stress.
Good fight.
Good 5 stress.
Yeah, so in this place, as you look around, there's two things that are going on. The first and most obvious is the number of dead bodies in here. Lots and lots of dead bodies. The other thing is, this is a fairly large area, so this residential area, as you explored it, has living spaces and communal eating spaces and bathing and restroom areas and so forth. And where there is sort of an observation area to the stars, you see it's patched up. It was blown. There's still air in here now. But it was, you can see where it has been patched back together with basically kind of welding on, just kind of emergency repairs to weld it closed. What would you like to do?
I want to make sure that that is structurally sound, so we can
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Team Teamster team, check out the...
Teamster team check out team.
Yeah, I think that
yeah.
makes sense. So it sounds like one of you is helping the other, and
Are we-
since it's what you sounded, it's what you described it to
Yeah.
me.
No. Yeah.
Yeah. And while I can't remember the exact rule, I'm going to say that will, like in other places, give you advantage whoever is more skilled at mechanical repair, which I think is going to be Ned.
I don't think it really actually is a difference. But
I don't think the other... Do you both have mechanical repair?
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Teamsters, but I do have jury rigging as an expert skill.
Oh, well,
Hey.
in that case, I
Yeah.
think you're better off making the intellect check with that skill.
Also, your intellect probably isn't as shit as mine is. So
What is your intellect?
I rolled real bad for it. I got a 24.
Okay, I was gonna
Oops.
say it's my second lowest stat, but it's not that.
Oh, you got a success, though. You can roll again to see if you get a critical
That's a
success.
different.
Oh, that was a
That's
different
it.
thing.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
gonna
That's right. Yes.
We'll take
Hey,
it, but
that's a failure, and hey, that's a failure.
God
That's real bad. That's real bad,
those
though.
rolls, though.
I'm
Really
gonna
bad
stop rolling
rolls.
on roll 20, and I'm just
I
gonna
appreciate
roll
that.
my
Just
side.
gonna
No.
use the click clack.
No, I
You
just
roll
want to
20.
point out this is why... Yeah, so what was your question that you wanted to inspect them for?
See if it was safe.
You wanted to see if there's... Yeah, they're totally safe.
Cool, great, awesome.
Awesome. Cool.
All good here.
I kind of
This
look-
isn't going anywhere, and I give it a good.
This baby can hold so much air.
Yeah, when you hit it, you feel it kind of shift a little bit.
It's fine.
Different is kind of just like stepping around the bodies and says, they don't seem to be in the most peak physical condition.
I feel like I should take a stress from that.
Just from that? I think that is covered by overall you all failing your sanity save and taking a stress
Yeah,
here.
we're in
Fair enough. It just
Can we tell how they died? You know what would be great right now if this team had a doctor.
Hey,
I'm trained
you
in
know,
first aid.
That's why I didn't take first aid, just because I knew one of you had it.
So you do
Ned's
have
gonna start
somebody-
looking at the bodies. Yeah.
I think that's a fantastic choice.
I'm gonna start looking for any, because I would assume and hope that there are some kind of security features in this place for the sake of, because there's people here. And I want to see if there's any sort of computer terminal I can go into to try to get any sort of security footage of what may have transpired here.
Okay, so let's do Ned's check. Now, don't you give me a good old first aid check? So you're trained. It's an intellect check, intellect with plus 10%, unless you've got something better, or something that improves your like some equipment that applies.
No, not great.
They all
We're
died.
doing
71.
real good.
They all died violently. It wasn't great.
They died bad.
They died bad. It's not a great death. It's not like they died
It's not the best
peacefully.
death.
That you can tell. Beyond that, it probably would take a trained physician or trauma specialist of some sort.
I just took the mandatory first aid course a couple of times. This is not my area of expertise. It's bad. That's all I've got out of this.
That's good to know.
There are some computers here that are still functioning.
Right.
Why don't you give me a computer check?
I have that skill. That's intellect. Is that right?
Yes.
Well, that's just really bad.
So
92.
to be clear,
We're just going up. We're just going up.
Y'all, we can't. No roll 20. No more roll 20.
No more. I'm
don't
gonna use
do
my-
that.
I'm gonna use
So-
my nice fancy dice.
So here's the thing. I'm interpreting these kinds of checks as meaning you get the basic, but not extra information. And if you had gotten a critical, it would be super awesome,
And if I
etc.,
had gotten a
etc.
critical failure, that's when the bad shit happens.
Critical failure is kind of like... It's kind of like in Powered by the Apocalypse when the GM makes a hard move.
Nice. Neat. Cool.
It also... Yeah, it's basically you get some other penalty or complication as a result. And if you critically fail a save, especially a sanity save, don't do that.
Okay.
I will make note to not do that with the random number generators that we hold.
I'm
Yeah,
just saying.
Yeah. I jokingly rolled my real life dice and rolled a 95, so
Listen,
it's
just
not
bad.
great.
It's not. It
I
has
rolled a
nothing.
75.
I rolled a 77, so it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter where we touch the dice.
Sorry, Kyle. We're all just gonna die.
The security footage that you're able to find shows people running around trying to get out a door unsuccessfully, some kind of crumbling to their knees. Eventually everyone crumbles to their knees, gasping, they're run out of air and die. I don't need to go into more detail.
Yeah, I still looking at the screen terminal. Say, I believe they all ran out of oxygen, so it is a good thing that we found that tank for you.
Everybody take a deep breath. Remember that we can breathe in real life now.
Ocean breathing, everyone.
I have to hold mine at an angle. our safety
Hey.
tools, y'all, because it turns out that my green card
Hey.
does that. Yes.
Yes. Space is good.
Yes. So no
Yes.
breathing the void. Yeah. So, what would you like,
like
to do?
I would like to look for that other way out of here, possibly, if that's the case. If there might be an emergency exit or something
Yeah. Here,
that we
there.
came here for.
Oh yeah, were they all running towards the door that we came in from, or were some of them? I guess I don't know if I could have seen that in the security. Were some of them running elsewhere?
I like the way that you're thinking. You're
Or-
getting it.
Better question:
Grr.
which direction are the bodies laying in?
Yeah.
Also, that using the powers of deduction, me from my from the security footage, them with their
Right.
Good eyes.
So it is clear, first of all, in answer to Lily's question, that yes, the air rushed out of that hole in the observation area that you found. They are clustered around 2 exits, besides the one that you came in. So it's technically 3, right? There's one that's sort of to an emergency type of airlock. And there's another one labeled science. Not an airlock, just another bulkhead.
Let's go to science.
I was gonna say
I
we all
think
want to go to
science.
science.
I think science because
I like science.
what better way to learn about how things went down than to check out the creepy science wing?
Mm. Mm.
Hmm.
There's
It's always my favorite level in all of the games.
in all of the games about the space and the spooks.
And all, yep, hospitals and science wings.
Excellent. Well, I like that you're doing that.
Ah,
So, who's going?
unless the two of you speak up, different defaults to going first because they are.
Oh,
Fear is a strange concept to them. They don't really have. They're not really afraid. They just are. Things are disconcerting to them.
They're not afraid. They just realize that their existence could be in danger, or the existence of. Yeah, that's not fear.
Mm-hmm.
It's totally different.
It's not debilitating, it's just crying fear. That
I was
that
also going to
different
say.
kind of looks and sees the nervousness of Ned and says to themselves, "Perhaps I should go first."
Oh.
And goes.
I mean,
All
Lily
right.
was going to if Different was busy doing computer stuff, then Lily would have also been like, door.
Ned's pulling out his laser cutter. Just
Wow. Yeah, be careful with that thing.
y'all, it's not great.
The laser cutter is what you use to weld ships.
Yeah.
It has a
It's
700
okay. I'll
meter
pull
range.
I'll pull out my SMG and we'll be great.
Yeah. I'm sure that those kinds of weapons are fantastic to use in a pressurized environment where dozens of people already died from from
I'm gonna just
depressurization.
put that away and
I
pull
don't
out the
need to
hand
worry
welder.
about
I was like, I pull out my hand welder because it's
Yeah,
a
the
little,
hand welder's the actual one. That should be
Or we
pulled
could
out.
try to see if the door opens. And I tried to open the door.
Right.
I mean,
So you go to
I thought we were arming ourselves.
the door that says science lab.
Science.
Science. You get blinded. No.
Cap blinded by science.
You open it up, and as you open it, we're going to go to a break.
Yeah.
So we'll be back in 5-10 minutes. Everybody, take care of whatever requirements your organic flesh bags require.
Or recharge if you do not have organic flesh bags.
And in the meantime, you can
Make sure you have the right
enjoy
charger.
another fantastic overlay screen from Happy Capster. We'll be back.
This one's my favorite.